Hello. We are live for the first episode of the year. The gang's all here. We got Marco,
What's up?
Kale,
What's up, hot dogs?
Tyler.
I muted myself. Hello, what's up?
Great start. And I'm Sean. We have a lot to talk about today. Uh somehow we're gonna okay, look. If you're newer, then you don't remember the time that we decided we were going to play Jeopardy.
The great
And
Jeopardy disaster.
yes, it was an unmitigated disaster.
It was like 5 questions that went awry.
No.
That's more than should have.
Also, yes, that is also true. If I remember correctly, there was like a lag issue that was going on. So that was rough. But
Get better internet.
was it with me?
You said it was a
Oh.
skill issue.
I heard lag.
think
And
it
this
was
is
with
before
you.
you guys were streaming.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, this was.
Yeah, it wasn't great, but we decided that we are more professional now and we will be trying our hand once again at Jeopardy, hosted by none other than Marco. So
Can't believe you're giving him a second chance.
neither can I.
Alex Trebek would have been fired.
No. I took the chance. That's what it was. I came in and I said, I'm doing it. Stamp.
Marco made sure Sean got super drunk last night. Sean's hungover, couldn't do
Wow.
a show.
Can't
And
do
then
it.
Marco swooped in after he weakened Sean like a Pokemon. Like,
What would cause you to say such a thing, Tyler?
I don't know,
would
you look fine. It was just a bit.
Do I look like shit? Is that what you're trying to say?
You're fucked up, dude.
That was the first thing he said too. No, you look fine.
Yeah, like why are you? What is this? Like you're just gonna like put me on blast and
I'm
then
just saying
say
Sean
and
has the
then
most fun out
imply?
of all of us.
Sorry,
I'm just saying you have the most fun out of all of us.
I don't know about that.
You know
Are
what
you
Marco
kidding
and I
me?
were doing last night?
Yes,
Working on
actually, I
this
do.
Jeopardy while I watched Drag Race.
That's
Mhm,
fun.
mhm.
That's what we were doing.
That's fun. Nothing wrong with that.
Drag Race is great.
I see chat flowing, but I can see that it's happening, but I can't read anything. It's very unfortunate.
As a testament to how your evening last night.
Well, no, but I think I can help myself. Hold on. Oh,
What?
whoa. Oh, okay. There we go.
Is that Bean Sartley?
Whoa.
Can't believe
No.
this.
I am now a wearer of glasses. So
That's true?
the four of yes,
When
it
did
is
this
true.
happen?
The four of us now wear glasses. That was the last holdout.
Wow. Holy shit. This is crazy. This is
Yeah.
a new you, man.
It is a new me. Wow, this
It's
is
the
so
new
weird.
year.
New year,
Maybe I'll
new
skip.
me.
Maybe I'll get rid of mine. Start a whole new thing.
This contacts. Or not even wearing the contacts. You're just walking around blind, bumping into shit.
Sean's like,
That's-
could you
that's
read
what
the
I was
comments?
doing.
I'm like, absolutely not.
One, on principle. Two, I can't.
Oh my god. All right, let's say hello to some people. What's up, Catfish? What's up, Alan Holman? That's a new name to me.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Rings a bell. Rings a bell.
He's new in the chat. He says he's 41, been reading comics since age 6.
That's awesome.
damn.
That is awesome.
I couldn't read till the age of 12. Good for you.
What's up, Kefis, Catherine, Rudy? What's up, Glasses Gang? Yes, I am now officially a part of Glasses Gang. Thank you for welcoming me to it.
Got Sean Glennon on the YouTube.
What's up, Sean? My other half, whose name is spelled incorrectly, should get that fixed, bud. That's not the only thing we're gonna do today. We've got, other than Jeopardy, we've got a lot of stuff coming. We're gonna talk about The Rock again, if you can believe that. The
Ooh.
Rock just can't stay out of the news these days, and not for anything good. So we're gonna talk about The Rock. But right now, I want to ask you guys something, and don't do the old bit. It's not a random question. It's a very direct question.
Hey, Sean, no problem.
The question is, what the fuck is happening in comics this week? What happened?
What happened?
What?
Yo, wait. What happened? I saw buzz about shit going down on Twitter, but I didn't see the actual like shit go down.
Oh, I think you're
Um,
talking about real life
I-
drama. That's not what we're getting
Yeah.
to.
I'm talking about like in the comics, not outside of the comics.
All right, well.
Well, now I'm curious.
There's always some BS. So at some point, well, it was during Pals Pulls, right? Tyler had mentioned a pregnant Joker,
Yep.
That's right.
and I was disgusted, but I hadn't seen it. So
No.
I went and saw it, and it's just, I mean, it's horrifying. It's the stuff of nightmares. First of all, I've never seen the Joker look like this before. He just looks so sad.
Weirdly, it's the closest comic version I've ever seen to the 66 Joker, the Cesar Romero Joker.
Yo, yes, actually, I see that.
The thing that offended me most about this was the fact that pregnant Joker just looks like shirtless me. What does that say about me?
You're expecting?
Expecting
says-
to.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I want to know what turned you into the Joker. That's what I want to know.
Oh, you know, Sean.
All right, well, geez,
And it quite
I wasn't
literally
gonna go there.
involves watching the Joker.
So yeah, we've got a pregnant this week, which is extremely strange. He's asking about an OBGYN. And I just never thought I would see that in my entire life. And what's so weird too is the premise. How they got there is that Joker and his gang were trying to steal all the water in Gotham. They were trying to steal the water from Gotham. And they were stopped by Zatanna.
Oh. Okay.
Mommy.
And then,
Sorry.
Hey.
wrong topic.
great segue if we were ready. And then he says something like, "Oh, we'd make a great family together." And then she goes, "You'll never have kids with anyone. No one will ever have your child." And he's pregnant.
Huh.
That's what happened.
Just pops up.
Yeah.
Couple-
Now it's just with child.
A couple thoughts
Chaos
here.
magic.
I have seen this everywhere. I've seen this on like Hood Clips Instagram page or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Like my friend Steph messaged me it this morning as I looked on Discord. I'm like, well, we're actually going to be talking about that. And it is weird. Like people are like, kind of like, can you believe the woke media making
Yeah,
Joker? And I'm like,
yeah.
no, that's not. This is just
How is this
Silver Age
woke?
Comics. Sean,
It's
I'm not
not
even going to
woke.
go that far. They think this is like, oh, they're making, you know, like Joker can, you know, do things a woman can now. And I'm like, all right, guys, you're thinking too hard about it. It's not that serious.
It's a gag.
It's
Too
literally.
much.
Yeah, it's the stuff of nightmares. I mean, you should look into it if you're listening to us on a podcast platform. You should see this for yourself. It's really nightmare fuel. It just
Does
doesn't
he-
even visually make any sense.
Does he have the kids?
Yeah,
Oh, it
there's
hasn't.
no. There, you actually see the baby come out of his urethra.
Oh, what the?
That's
Oh, no.
Oh no, that was just my fan art.
Oh,
AI
thank you for
generated?
the follow, Rudy. Appreciate that. Yeah, I was horrified by that. And then
And then
I was putting the show together and I saw a picture of Captain America with his head down and the thought bubble above him that says "mommy."
is that a thought bubble or is that telepathy? Because it has a
It's-
little.
It's
Cool.
telepathy. It's telepathy.
Okay. Okay.
Do you know who he's saying that to?
Yeah, what's the context?
I hope it's
Yeah, who do you
It's
guys
Emma.
want it to be?
want to
Okay.
be Emma Frost.
Okay.
I want it to be Arnim Zola.
I want it to be Rhea Ripley, but
Oh, trust me, the amount of usage this image has gotten me over Twitter.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, this is like a pure thirst trap reply image right here.
if you guys don't know about the like, you don't need to be a wrestling fan for this to be funny to you. Watch Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley go to the Mysterio's house for Christmas. Just type something like that in, and I guarantee you will find this funny. Watch the part where Dominic gets put in the jail or put in the police car, and he goes, "Mommy, help!" It's hilarious,
he says, like,
and it reminded me of Cap.
I can't make it in prison.
Yeah,
and then he shows up on Raw 2 weeks later with a teardrop tattoo.
A hardened criminal, yeah, after a week in jail. It's phenomenal. All right, so here's the context. It is Emma Frost, actually.
Oh, yes.
And
Yeah.
I get it.
This is in Captain America Sentinel of Liberty. And Cap Emma's help. And he's talking to Sharon Carter about the fact that, Emma and I used to be a thing, which I despise. I can't even believe that they would do that. Yeah.
Wait, is like
it's heavily implied that they were a thing, and they have this like not safe word, but like he can always reach her with a certain phrase. She'll psychically always catch this.
What?
No.
And
yes.
he's like hemming and hawing because they need her help, but he doesn't want to call her because Sharon's there. And eventually Sharon's just like, "Yo, could you just call this woman?" And he done, and then he reaches out telepathically with Mommy. Captain America reached out with Mommy.
Wait.
To Emma Frost.
Yo.
Is that why he's so dejected doing it? He's like,
yes.
I hate that this is the word. Yeah, because we know when Cap's talking about his own mom, he's a mother guy. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's definitely
Not a mama, not a mommy.
No, mommy is a charged word
mama.
for him.
Like proper Catholic respect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. That's good writing, in my opinion.
Are you
And also, does this make Cap a himbo? Like, are we at himbo stage now? Because he's been around.
No, Cap's not a himbo.
dude, he's a sub.
You can still be a himbo.
I don't. Yeah, who are you saying that to?
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'm not even replying necessarily to that. I'm just
So
saying
you calling me
sub.
out?
Captain America.
He's too. I think he's too stoic to be a himbo. Thor's a himbo.
True,
yeah,
fair.
I don't think that there'd be any overlap between Captain America and Tony Stark or Iron Man. Like, that's so weird to me.
Well, I think the way it works is Thor is a himbo, Tony Stark's a fuck boy, and Cap's a soft boy.
Soft.
He's like
He's a soft boy.
the good boy. Like,
Yeah. Which you
Puts
might
his- he
gaslight
washes
you
his
about
dishes
women's
after.
rights or something like that, but he still has those like old thoughts still deep down in him, like pre-World War II mentality. He's trying.
You know how there's that scene in Grant's new X-Men where Emma and Cyclops are psychically, getting down, and yeah, I feel like when Cap and Emma are in that space, Steve Rogers looks like pre-Super Soldier Serum Steve Rogers.
Oh, most definitely.
And he likes to be like soothed, but also dominated by Emma. That's what I think is going on.
I think it's much stranger. I think it's much more Freudian, honestly. I feel like he has to visualize mommy. He's scrawny Steve again, and it's just like she just holds him and pets him. Like he just wants,
Like an Elden Ring.
Yeah, exactly. He just wants that,
Oh my god.
D.W. Gordon says, well, he was with Peggy Carter, right?
Oh my
Hey.
god, dude. Come on, man. It's early in the morning. How dare you? I don't know how to take this. I really don't. Like, what happened this week?
take it in
What
stride.
You
Wait,
don't know
so
how to
wait.
take it with a lot of lube.
So hold on. So what happens? He calls her like because I can see her arrive and have this just like very victorious smile. She's like, I
shit-eating
like
grin.
that was the thing that you did that we set up, like, and it happened.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's nothing really they don't really like get anywhere with that. Maybe they'll follow up in the next issue, but yeah.
Slap a cheek or something, dude.
Marco, it's Marvel Comics. It doesn't happen. Read
Happens in the
Exterminators.
MCU?
Read Exterminators. That's you can get your satisfaction.
Oh
out of
yeah,
that.
okay, that's right. We're gonna start reading that, right?
Yes, absolutely. Please. All right. So before we jump into our game of Jeopardy, we cannot discuss this mommy stuff anymore. I mean, my God.
We can.
I do want to let you guys know how you can find and support the show all over the internet. If you want to watch us live, of course, Twitch and every single Saturday at 10:15 a.m. Eastern, Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern for Pals Pulls. If you want to influence what we read for Pals Pulls in a given week, you got to vote. We got the vote up every Saturday. So, go give that a vote. It lasts until Wednesday, so you got some time. Head on over to our Twitter and vote. If you're not following us, you should be. Follow us on all social platforms, of course, at the Comics Pals, including TikTok. Tyler's a TikToker.
I'm doing TikTok dances. I'm like Charlie D'Amelio. Am I saying this right? I don't know what I'm saying.
I don't even know who that is.
All right. I tried to be young, and it didn't feel right.
You're making me feel old, dude.
Can the listeners / viewers add a comic to the Twitter poll?
No. In the sense that that's not a feature that.
Well, in the comics or whatever, can they, suggest something for us to?
Let us know ahead of time if it's
Yeah.
something that there's some real traction on. You got to give us some leeway because we kept together the list Wednesday or Thursday after Pals Pulls for next week, just to give you a little how the sausage is made.
I would say to what Kale's saying, the best way to recommend a book that's not on the list is to hit us before and let us know that you're excited about that book. You want to hear our thoughts on it. That's the best way to do that.
Yeah, like when Purgatory 2 comes out.
Oh my
just
God.
let us know in advance. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Alan, that's so funny. We have a comment, a listener comment that's going to come up much later. That reminds me of, and you know what? There's no wrong comic. I'm curious what you read. So let us know. Okay, that was Dan. Hey, Dan.
Dan came and went.
Yep, grand opening, grand closing.
Much
Have a
like
good one.
Chat with Emma.
Just like Captain America. Came and went.
Same wavelength there, Kevin.
Wow. Patreon.com/thecomicspals is the best way to support us for as little as $3 a month. You're helping us out, and you get access to some pretty cool content. We've got a newsletter that goes out every week. One of us does one a week. This week was Marco. He put up the Jeopardy template for the game we're about to play.
It will be up after we play it. I gave you guys just like a heads up that it will be coming, and then a quick tease for my next one, which is going to be a book review of Tom King's Once Crowded Sky. No.
So wait. So what did you post this week?
So I have like a short ramble on what I did with the Jeopardy game, a tease for next month's, and then I'm going to post this.
So my man didn't even post anything
I did post something
for his monthly newsletter
He
in
posted
the
behind
Patreon.
the scenes
I
on the
did
Jeopardy
this!
creation.
We gotta put a tighter leash on this.
Get it, Kale. Get it.
This is ridiculous.
Get it.
People are
I'll say
paying us
nothing.
for this.
and they're going to see the content and receive it. Kale,
Do you know how hard I work on these?
didn't you put up like a
And-
3-minute food taste review where you like scooped the ice and you said, yeah, it was
yeah,
all right.
and-
Yeah.
And you know
Bye.
what? That is good and valuable content that people have made tried and true on YouTube. So thank you.
To be fair, short form content does hit sometimes. So you know.
All right, well.
Yeah.
Especially
Try again.
ASMR food mukbang content. Am I
Oh,
saying that right?
Actually, mukbang would be great.
CW Gordon says Marco should just an AI generator to make his posts.
Oh, was it Chat GPT? I'm gonna.
Can you
all right,
do
you know what?
a newsletter
Challenge
through
accepted,
AI?
CW Gordon.
That is literally a disrespect to the people that are paying us.
And also,
literally.
The
and
whole
also
log.
his collaborators.
I agree with that, but he doesn't care about that, Kale. Speaking of the people that pay us, I want to shout out some very lovely people. These are the people who support us at the $10 or more tier over on Patreon. You guys get a shout out and a superhero or supervillain nickname. So thank you to Thunderstruck Rebecca Alejandro, the Night Stalker Harris Nijinsky, Brian Demolisher Del Pozo, Random Rocio, Kefis the Incorruptible, the Great Destroyer Hyper Viper 89, Momentum Mike Elliott, Starcross Catherine Stars, and the Ultimate Fighter Snake of Talons. Thank you all so much. Listen to our Hoxpox Book Club, House and Powers of X. This is the Jonathan Hickman kickoff that leads into the whole, well, it establishes the whole Krakoa era and is where you need to start if you want to catch up to modern X-Men books. If you can read whatever else you feel like reading after, but you really do need to read House and Powers. So since you're reading it anyway, you might as well listen to what we think about it. We reviewed it issue by issue as it was dropping. Now you can hear our thoughts years down the road about, this event, this story, and, how we feel about it in retrospect. I had a lot of fun doing that one. So, and it was a lot of fun going back and reading that too.
Absolutely. That was good.
Yeah, I loved it. Join our Discord server. Come hang out with us over there. We're always having a great time. Could use some more of you, chatting with us. And for everything else, at the Comics Pals. Let's see. Alexander Bruno says, a weirdo this week. I didn't mind the mommy thing either. At the Hellfire Gala, he said she reminds him of his mother, much to her aggravation. I think it's funny she paid him back that way.
Wild.
I think that's funny too, but like this is they did something together. Like they had a thing. So
We didn't you skimmed this and then we kind of danced around it. I agree with you though. I don't like the idea that Steve Rogers and Tony Stark are Eskimo brothers.
Nah, dude. Yeah, it's not good. I'm not into it at all.
But Steve Rogers and Cyclops being Eskimo brothers kind of tracks.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. I get that. I just feel like Cap doesn't get around. He's not gonna. He's Emma Frost. I love Emma.
I don't
Frost,
think that's a Cap decision though. That's
what do you
an
think?
Emma decision.
She like made it happen.
Oh yeah, what she wants, she gets.
You realize what you're implying?
The symbol of America. Well, I mean, no, I mean, yeah. It's consensual, but there's a person who enacts it.
But are you saying she used her mutant powers?
No. I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying she's just, she knows what she wants, and she can.
She's the one who would have done it.
Yeah. She can seduce without powers.
Yeah, I don't know. In my mind, Cap is not seducible.
No, she fucked America's ass. Right? Is that
Ayo.
what happened?
Jesus Christ, dude, we're gonna get demonetized.
We're not monetized.
All right, fair enough.
That's what President Joseph R. Biden is doing to America. I guess I don't live there. I don't.
Oh my goodness. All right. Look, as much as I hate to do this,
We padded it as long as we can.
Yeah, I have to turn over the reins to Marco. Marco is going to be hosting the Jeopardy portion of this episode. And you know what? God help us all.
God help us all indeed, Sean.
Make that full screen Jeopardy. Let's go.
Hold on. There should be a new channel now that everybody will be able to see, but only
Channel where?
In the Discord. So for anybody who is currently watching and not part of the Discord, now is the time to join, because you will be able to see us post and call out the not answers, because we'll do that in person right here on the call, but you guys are going to be posting a 0 to call out if you're ready to answer the question.
Essentially a buzzer channel. Yeah,
the buzzer. And then I no longer see you guys. Tyler, let me know if you can see that screen.
We will. Yep.
Bet.
Wow, copyright infringement right off the bat.
Easy, dude. Easy. Okay. So we're going to go through. There are a few categories, 5 in total. Catchphrase me outside, where you will receive a prompt, either an image, most likely an image, or a box of text, and then you will have to respond with that person's catchphrase. For example, Wolverine, if he pops up, he's not going to, but as the example, he is the best at what he does, and what he does, something or other, right?
Yeah, sure.
Holy shit.
Name
just
that
an
super
example.
person.
Just an example.
Just an example. Name that super person. There will be a series of cut images in which will slowly fade and reveal a character, similar to like, who is that Pokemon?
Okay.
And over the course of 10 seconds, you will slowly start to see the transparency disappear and the character will be revealed. First person to post a message and take the guess. I have a few ways like of stop gaps, and then you take your guess. Read or wrong. Reed Richards is very particular about things, and some of these could be spelling, some of these could be the correct name or moment in a comic book that you will call out, and it will be prompted out of a box of different choices. Diversity in comics. We're going to figure out exactly how worldly you guys are with different comic book characters that are outside of the US. And then trusted tools of the trade are going to be some of the tools and or gadgets and or weapons that different comic book characters have, and you will have to name those specific tools.
Okay. Can I have a couple clarifying questions here?
Yes.
Am I responding in Jeopardy style?
No.
No. Okay.
No. We're already throwing that out.
Does this work like Jeopardy in the sense that, I say, I'll say catchphrase me outside for $100, and then I get to answer that question. If I get it wrong, Sean and Cal can buzz in.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. And you are keeping track of point totals.
Yep, I'm keeping track of point totals. I will also be keeping track of questions that have been answered already.
Can you post point totals in the chat just so I know?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, because we'll also be losing money for getting them wrong.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to start with Sean. I'm just going to, out the gate, Sean, you have your first pick at any of these.
Cool. I will take I'll take Read or Wrong for 200, please.
For 200. Swamp Thing. Now, this is going to be the original Swamp Thing created by Bernie Wrightson and Len Wein. So it would be the book that was published in 1971. You need to guess the correct name and give me the letter. And you have 10 seconds starting now.
Do we have anyone filling in audio space? Well,
all right. It's A. Alec Holland.
Incorrect. So who would want to take? And I will need you guys to post a 0 in the chat.
I will not answer this because I did
Kale.
see this.
Is it Alan Hallman B?
Incorrect.
Marco, I'm going to abstain because when you were setting this up, I did see the answer to this.
Yeah.
I just don't feel right answering it.
All right. No one gets the point.
It did jump out to me because the last name is Olsen. So that
was it? Okay.
Oh my God.
Alexander Olsen, the OG. I was hoping to throw you guys off. I added the full name instead of Alex because that's how you do it.
I did know this too because the name, but
right.
I just didn't want to. I didn't feel right cheating.
Okay, so that was Read or Wrong for 200. I'm going to put this here. Okay. Sean, still your turn.
Oh, let's go with Name That Super Person for 200.
Name that super person for 200. Okay. You have 10 seconds to go. And this will be, you get one guess after I have put on the first transparency goes away. So this will be 5 seconds.
I'm confused.
So like it got a little lighter and there should be a character underneath.
It did?
Did it not for you?
No.
Not to me, no.
No,
No?
I probably won't because it's probably an animation.
Is it not capturing your animation, Tyler?
Nope.
So it's not getting lighter for you right now.
Nope.
Absolutely.
Nothing
not.
is happening.
That's giving away the answer though. So just
Wow.
now
Okay,
it's
that
way
is
too late now.
that.
I just gave it away.
It was over the course of 15 seconds.
That's Reverse Flash. Wow.
It is Reverse Flash.
All right.
Tyler, does it not animate?
It doesn't animate. It goes from black to white essentially.
Damn.
Yeah. So we're just gonna have to go by silhouettes, I think.
Okay, that works. Sean, I'll give you the point.
Thank you.
What?
It's Marco's rules, you know.
My rules, my technical
He
errors.
just chooses Sean to go first. We don't get an option in that, and Sean just gets the fruits of Marco's labor.
It's not collusion. I don't know what to say, but I'll take it. Thank you.
You got one more, Sean.
All right. Let's go.
He gets to go again, and if
You
he
got it
gets
right.
it wrong,
That's
he
the
gets to go
rules.
again if he gets it right. What?
Yeah, you got it right. You got it right.
In Marco's very select choice of which Jeopardy rules are in this Jeopardy game,
Grief.
that rule sticks.
If you get it right, you go again. You go next.
And if you
And
get it
if
wrong,
you get
you
it
go.
wrong.
Well, we all got it wrong. That was the issue.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Fair enough. All right. I will go with catchphrase me outside for 100.
This is an easy one.
I appreciate Marco using the reference to 2017.
You have 10 seconds, Sean.
To me, my X-Men.
Correct.
It's Professor Xavier, by the way, for the
It
audio
is correct.
listeners.
Marco, I'll do a call out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do a call out. Sean, you got one more?
All right. I'm playing solitaire at this point. Catchphrase
Don't worry,
me out.
so am I.
I'm just,
Catchphrase me outside for 200.
10 seconds. This is Stephen Strange. Doctor
Yes.
Strange.
By the hoary ghosts of Hogarth.
Ooh, close but no cigar. Who will take?
Dang
Tyler,
it.
that's you.
it's by the hoary host of Hogarth.
There it is.
Wait, what did I say?
By the ghosts.
Oh.
Tyler, that is 200 for you.
Okay.
Let me mark on my end over here.
And
Tyler, take your pick.
trusted tools of the trade. We haven't done any of those, right?
No, sir.
Correct.
Yeah,
500.
Marco, you're keeping track of what's been.
Yeah,
used.
I have on my end. Yeah.
Yeah. Trusted tools of the trade for 500.
Damn. Okay.
He knows it.
Do
10
I?
seconds.
Who is that, Marco?
That is Stargirl.
So what is Stargirl's staff's name? Fuck. I've never read Stargirl.
5 seconds.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Who would like to take? Kale, that's you.
Is it the cosmic rod?
It is. Do you know the nickname?
That's
No.
not fair. If that's the name of it,
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. What's the name of it?
The name is the cosmic. The cosmic staff.
The cosmic
No, cosmic staff, but the nickname for this one in particular is the one that she uses it most regularly. Sean, you got one shot at it.
I have no
Kale,
guess.
Kale didn't say cosmic staff. He said cosmic rod. So
I
I'm
say
not-
cosmic
Well,
rod.
yeah.
Yeah,
So did I get it or didn't I?
you didn't. It's Cosmo. She calls it regularly Cosmo.
Like Cosmo Kramer. Got it. All right. I won't ever forget that. So I guess I get to go again, right?
You got another pick, yeah.
All right. Let's do
'Cause you got it wrong.
name that super person.
Everybody got it wrong. Kale.
Name that super person for 300.
Okay. Just off the silhouette. This one's gonna be hard.
Why'd you put the hard one at 300?
No, this one's gonna be hard in general because it doesn't disappear. The point is that they disappear.
Who has a peg leg? What is?
You got 10 seconds.
Shit. Captain Hook. I got nothing.
Nope. Someone put in a 0 in the chat. Let me know who wants to take it. Kale or Sean?
So for audio listeners, it is a black silhouette
Yeah,
That's all you get.
vaguely female.
Vaguely
Looking-
female.
I have nothing at all. I have
Yeah.
nothing at all.
Not an idea.
Amanda Waller. Oh shit! I'm supposed to put a 0. Whoops. Okay, 0. Boom.
It's not Amanda Waller.
Sounds good.
Kale.
I got nothing.
Damn.
You cut her feet off.
Yeah, well, part of it. It was attached
Yeah,
to another piece of
well.
the cover. It was good. I'm not great at Photoshop.
How? Okay, let me ask you guys a question. I'm going to take over real fast. How would we know that that was Madeline Pryor as opposed to literally any other character? Shouldn't they be in like iconic poses at least?
But they're supposed to disappear. That's the thing.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So
All right. And we're
Tyler
losing
was-
points for getting these wrong, right?
at this point, I'm not going to count the negatives.
Okay.
There's too many.
Because we've all gotten.
Yeah. We'd be
Gotten
deep
them
in
wrong.
the negative.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go with catchphrase me outside for 300.
Cool.
Which
10
one?
seconds. There's one in particular that is like the most popular.
It's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
It's
All of them though. Shit. Yeah, Cowabunga?
Let's go.
Are you kidding me?
It's only one
no.
of their catchphrases.
Cowabunga was worth 300 points.
It was.
It was.
Cowabunga.
Hey, Sean, did you get it right?
I didn't even have a chance, douche.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You sucks.
Tyler, it's your turn.
All right.
Yeah.
Catchphrase me outside 400.
I can't believe this.
Sorry.
Catchphrase me outside for 400.
400. The Tick.
Ooh.
10 seconds.
It's Spoon.
Oh, damn. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
400.
I've never watched or read The Tick, but it's in there somewhere.
400.
All right, let me get a catchphrase me outside for 500 next, Marco.
All right.
Just clear that one out. Oh, this is Sweet Christmas.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
That is correct. That is 400 and 500. Good shit, Tyler. All right, so this is cleared out now.
It's the Sanford Green one there. Guys, that was Luke Cage. Just
That
saying.
was the cage.
Yeah. Or Power Man. All right, let's do... I'm not touching Name That Super Person. Diversity in comics for 100.
This is a character of. Well, I can't say it. 'cause
This
you
is
have
All
to-
Might. This is All
Oh,
Might.
okay. Yep.
Yeah.
This is All Might. This is All Might's depowered form in particular,
Yep.
created in Japan. Correct. That is 100 for you. Damn, Tyler. Keep going.
Let me get Diversity in
Another
comics for 200.
200.
Yo, you having a good time?
Listen,
okay.
hey Sean, I'm having a great time. This is
Kale
my
doesn't have to
favorite
participate.
Comics Pals episode that we've ever done.
Marco, this is La Boricua.
Okay. It is. Damn.
Yep.
Winning Kenya from Puerto Rico, dude.
Was he
Yeah.
gonna?
Wasn't she created in the U.S., though?
Yes.
Yeah, but she's Puerto Rican.
What? That's not the premise of the game. Are you kidding me?
The premise of the game is to guess the character.
You said at the start that it was characters created outside of the U.S.,
You don't count Puerto Rico outside the U.S.?
but she wasn't. But
She's created in, like, New York, I think. 300
she's
for
created
Diversity
right
in comics,
here.
300.
Tyler, next one.
Diversity in comics for 300.
All right.
I'm doing okay there. You
What
really?
the fuck?
You gonna make me pick the Smurfs?
But I need the country for this one.
what?
Oh, okay. All right. They're changing the rules on me mid category. The Smurfs are French.
Incorrect. Someone like to steal? I need a 0 in the chat. Kale?
Kale.
Yeah, I think they're German.
Incorrect. Sean?
Russian.
Oh, incorrect. Nobody gets that.
What is it? Is it
They don't shit.
Dutch? Are they Dutch?
They're Belgian.
Okay, I was gonna think I was
Makes
thinking
sense.
Netherlands, Belgium. Okay, all right,
Yeah,
Somehow that makes sense.
that does.
yeah.
They probably taste like chocolate.
Why would you imagine eating the Smurfs?
You've never thought about eating a Smurfs? Yo, eating the
No.
Snorks?
Nope.
Yo, I bet
There
you
were-
the
There's
Snorks taste
There's a whole ass
delicious.
character who's all about that. That's his whole jam.
But Gargamel wants to eat them?
Kale.
Wait, what do you mean kale?
Yeah, Tyler got that wrong.
Oh,
It's his
everybody,
turn.
everybody got it wrong. That's right. Yeah, okay. Everybody got it
400.
wrong.
Diversity Comics
Pisses
400.
me off.
All right.
Okay, this is Scott Pilgrim from Canada.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is Scott Pilgrim from Canada.
Canada is not another country.
Is it not?
It is. Diversity Comics for 500.
Oh my god.
Snowball the Game. Got it. Oh, excuse me? I couldn't even describe this to you. I have no
Mommy?
idea who this is. I've never seen this
Hey,
guy.
yo. You have 5 more seconds.
I don't have any seconds. I don't know the answer to this. I won't even
Okay.
attempt it.
Does anyone steal?
Wow. I could not even hazard a guess.
Kale?
French?
Incorrect.
This looks like
It'd
is
be a
that
Mobius to me.
no? It
Sean?
looks like what's his face, dude. The War of Jokes and Riddles.
Wait, you need the name of the character?
The name of the character, the country.
I got nothing.
Okay. All right. This was definitely going to be a hard one. This is Darna, created in the Philippines, and actually by Nestor Redondo, renowned DC artist from the 70s and 80s. So popular, in fact, they have currently released a new, brand new series in the Philippines starring Jane De Leon.
Interesting.
Been very successful.
I've never seen that in my life. Okay, Trusted Tools of the Trade for 100.
For 100. Name 5 items that could be in Batman's utility belt. And I have a
You have a list.
I have a list in particular pulled from Wikipedia that I'm going to be using as my reference point. It will be linked in the document as well for anybody who wants to use it.
Okay.
You have 10 seconds, Tyler.
Shark repellent, smoke pellets, kryptonite, batarangs,
Okay.
poison, anti-poison. What do you call it? A cure?
Antidote.
Antidote. There we
Don't
go.
Why
give
are you
him.
helping
Don't
him?
help him.
He had it.
Yeah,
He did
that's
have
fair.
it. Yeah, he had it. Okay.
If you're not going to let me do it, I can at least interact.
So there's a few images here, but then there's also a more comprehensive list for reference for anybody who wants to do. But those were on the list.
Shark repellent was on the list. Okay.
Shark
I wasn't sure
repellent
if
was
that
on
was.
the
Okay.
Tyler?
200, please. Trusted Tools of the Trade for 200.
Okay, hold on. Just let me do your points real quick.
I'm Ken Jennings this right now.
Okay.
Yeah, what's the point?
All right. So for this,
Wait.
you have to either name all of the rings and the colors, or all 5 or all 6 of the Infinity Stones.
If I do both, do I get bonus points?
And if you do both, you get bonus points.
All right. So you have red lanterns, orange lantern. Do you want the
I
emotional
need
spectrum?
the and the emotional spectrum for that one.
Red is rage, orange is avarice, yellow is fear, green is willpower, blue is hope. Star sapphires is compassion.
I need the color.
They're called star sapphires. They don't have a color.
There's a specific color associated though. They're called star sapphires, but there's a specific color. I'm gonna mark that as incorrect.
I know the indigo is the purplish one.
Hold on. I know I'm gonna mark that as incorrect. Does somebody want to steal?
Okay, but doesn't Tyler, because it's either or. So if he's
But he
wrong,
went for one. He got one wrong.
okay, all right.
Kale.
So it's the star sapphires are violet.
Correct. And I
theirs
need
is
the
love.
emotional. Yeah. Okay. Keep going.
What do you mean keep going?
Is he just filling in the stuff I didn't get to?
He did them all.
Oh, all right. Well, all right, yeah, fine. Fair enough. Do you want to go for?
Hell no, I don't know what those are.
All right. Kale on the board.
I won't protest. I won't protest.
Kale on the
Good, but I
board
won't.
with $200.
And this is like what's that whose line is it anyway?
Yes, it is exactly like that. You're absolutely
And
right.
also Marco, you had Black and Death on the answer there too, but it wasn't in the image.
I meant to remove that because it wasn't in the image.
Okay. All right.
Kale.
Tools of the trade for 400, please.
Name Magic's sword.
I can't. Not even gonna pretend to try. I don't know that one.
Shit.
All right, does anyone want to
Well,
steal?
it was fun, guys.
Sean?
Is it the soul sword?
Correct. The soul sword.
All right, see you later, Kel.
Bye.
Start up a new solitaire game over here.
Might I recommend Marvel Snap?
That's a great recommendation. Shoot, I'm actually lost as to what we can still do.
I'm going to see if I can.
Diversity in
refresh.
Comics is done. I think Tools of the Trade, is there 400 left?
300 is left.
Okay, sure, we'll do that one.
And then everything but 200 for Read or Wrong is available. The current name of Aquaman's trident in the comics, and you have a choice. You have 4 choices here.
I'm going to guess B, Trident of Atlan.
Incorrect. Somebody want to try to steal?
I will.
Oh, Kale.
Trident of Poseidon.
Incorrect.
It is
Tyler?
D, Trident of Atlanta.
Incorrect.
Really?
It is the Trident of Neptune. Previously, before New 52, it was the Trident of Poseidon. Trident of Atlan and Atlanta is actually from the films.
Okay. I like how 400 was a multiple choice answer, but 300 was name these 8 things blindly.
Okay, so that is all of the trusted tools of the trade have been done. And then Read or Wrong and Name That Super Person, everything but 200 and 300 for Name That Super Person, and then Read or Wrong is everything but 200.
I'll go Read or Wrong 100.
Wait. Okay. Read or Wrong 100. This is Spider-Man's name.
It's D, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
How much was that question worth?
That was
100?
100. That's a fair 100. Although I like Spider-Man.
100 Kale.
On this
Spider-Man.
podcast, that's a fair 100.
No, it's not. No.
You don't
I
think
mean,
so?
maybe I don't know.
I could throw a rock in the street and hit someone who could answer that question, but it's okay. I got the point, so I'm not going to complain.
The well,
I like Spider-Man though. I want to see that in across the Spider-Verse.
I like that. All right, Read or Wrong 300.
300. This is a quote. I will read it, but you can answer at any time up until the point at which I finish, and then I will require an answer. Do it. Dan, I am not a Republic serial villain. Do you seriously think I'd explain my masterstroke if there remained the slight chance that you affecting its outcome? I did it blank minutes ago.
I'm going to say, because I don't actually remember, I'm going to say A, 35 minutes ago.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yep.
That is 300.
It's not possible to beat Tyler at this point, right? Like, what's the point spread? We don't even know.
Right now, yeah, Tyler has like 1,000.
I have 200.
Yeah, that's 200.
Tyler has way more than 1,000.
He has 1,000 and something. Yeah, he has like 1,000.
What do you mean 1,000 and something? You just wrote down the numbers. You'll tally them later.
Yeah, I've been writing them down. Just like from my view, you're clearly in the winning.
But when it comes to a final Jeopardy, I need to know numbers. But
It's not
that's
ju-
Jeopardy rules.
It's not just your view, Marco. Don't worry, you rigged the game well enough.
All right. It started off with Sean, but Tyler swept it up.
Yeah,
John.
because you asked him what is Luke Cage's catchphrase for 500 points.
Dude, I didn't know that. I didn't even know he had a catchphrase.
Maybe.
Okay, so maybe the person hosting Jeopardy has to know that Sweet Christmas is not worth 500 points.
You started reading comics 2 weeks ago. What are you talking about?
Honestly, like the tick should have been 500, if anything.
Really? I knew that one.
Out of those, I think so.
Because that one I knew.
But you know the weird shit, Marco.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay, Sean.
All right, so 400 for Read or Wrong, is that?
Yes,
did I
that is
do
available.
Okay, cool. Oh, geez. This is
So the question is the correct spelling of Zoronar.
Yes, that is the correct.
I'm fairly sure that it is A, but I could be wrong.
Let me triple check my notes.
Damn, I might be wrong.
Nope, it is A.
Yep, you're right.
A, Zer and R. I put an ARG right there for you, Sean, in C, but
You know how many times I've read this run?
Fair.
Go
for it.
Read or wrong 500.
This one's gonna be tough.
Ooh.
Yeah, see, this
I
is a
know
good
Kale
500.
and Tyler will get this, so I have to get this. Mr. McZitz Plick. It is. I'm gonna go with C.
Incorrect. Someone want to steal?
Yeah, you got to look in the chat to see who wants to steal Marco.
Kale.
It's A.
Incorrect.
No bullshit. It's incorrect.
Incorrect.
All right, I'm going to
So we had
Google.
C and A, right? I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it's B.
Correct. Yep.
Mixoplitlic.
Mixel spittle. God damn it. Hate this game.
Okay, so right now it is only named that super person 100, 400, and
Let's
500.
do
left.
100. Let's hopefully start off with something easy, but that hasn't been the case. All right. So I know Marco. He's gonna be like, all right, they're gonna think it's Reed. They're gonna think it's Plastic Man. This is Elongated Man.
No fucking way!
Jesus Christ.
It's the hair.
Yep.
It's the hair, Marco. The hair is
Yeah.
Elongated Man.
Okay, that is 100.
You know what? I thought it was Kyle Rayner.
Oh,
I
as
thought
like
he was
a
doing
as
a thing
a,
with
a
his
projection.
with his
Yeah.
ring, and then the
Construct.
slight bump on the glove made me think it was he had those the weird gloves.
Fair.
Okay, you have.
So yeah, give me 400. Is it?
Yes, that is the other one. 400.
Fucking
This-
hell.
I got this one.
Yeah, Kale.
Fucking finally. Some good fucking food.
Is this Hellboy?
Incorrect. Would someone like to steal? Kale?
Black sad.
Let's get it, baby.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm so sad you can't see the animation. I worked really hard on that one. Kale, you got one choice. 500.
Do I have to know her name? It's the character from Far Sector.
I need the name.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
Kale's grabbing a book right now to look at. The
I
character's
can't
name.
see that. Hold on a second. You only have 10 seconds. You have 5 seconds left.
Green Lantern Sojourner Joe Mullane.
If you guys had called that out earlier, I would have called that cheating.
You know what? I'm
If
gonna
we
allow it.
called it out earlier,
He already did it. He already started doing it.
what the fuck does that matter?
500 points. It is Sojourner.
To be fair, what we're talking about later in the show, Sean and I would have known that right away.
I've read the book. Of course, I know it.
Her hair is.
To be fair, I knew it. I just didn't know her name.
All right, should we?
I'm
should
not
we-
arguing
should
with
we-
that. I'm
should
just
we
saying you
fill-
cheated.
Should we fill while Marco tallies the numbers?
Yeah,
Why?
yeah. Let's fill. What'd you think of the game, Kale?
I got to tell you, hey, Sean, Tyler, this will apply to you as well. Do you remember the Saga debacle when we did the Saga book club? Between Sean and I specifically?
I don't know it actually.
I had about that much fun.
What did we got into something during the Saga Book Club?
Yeah. After very specifically.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh, see yourself blessed. Anyway, I had a bad time.
Why?
Okay,
Because it was so damn long.
I have tallied it. Sean has 1,100 points. Kel has 700. And Tyler has 2,300. Now, for Final Jeopardy, this is for not all the marbles, but the respect of being my friend.
Marco,
It is
how
the
much do I-
same question
how much
that
do I
I
have?
ask. Sorry?
How much do I have? Sorry to interrupt, but
2,300.
You have 2,300. You've clearly won. But now
No,
this
that's
is the person who wins my heart. This is the question that I will repeatedly ask at every game that we do, or that I do at least. What is Marco's favorite single issue of Swamp Thing?
First of all, are we wagering?
You will no, because I mean, if you want to, Tyler, if you want to give up your points.
I mean, I'm really bad at math here, so I'm gonna
All I
wager
need-
100 points.
And then I'm gonna need you guys to put in the chat to respond.
I'm putting in in the points that we're wagering or the number.
I need the points that you're wagering, and then when you guys are ready, after you've claimed the number of points, put a 0.
Okay. And the favorite single issue of Swamp Thing. Question, Marco. Clarification question.
Okay.
If it is a different volume than volume 1, are we stating the volume or are we going legacy numbering? Did that overcomplicate things?
That overcomplicates.
Tyler, you know you don't know the answer.
Yeah, overcomplicates.
I'm just trying to play little mind games here.
That overcomplicates it. Sean, are you wagering any points?
So that
Hell
tells me-
no.
that tells
I'm
me-
sticking with my little 1100 or whatever number you said, and I'm calling
Alright.
it a day.
Kale is wagering 2,300 points. That he does
I'm
not
wagering all of Tyler's points.
have. And then you're the only one that put a 0, so you're the only one that is ready to answer. Kale?
Issue 42.
Incorrect. Tyler?
Issue 43.
Ooh, so close and yet so off. Sean?
Issue 44.
It's a good issue, but no. It is Swamp Thing Annual number 2, a continuation, which we read for the book club, which I called out. This is my favorite single issue of Swamp Thing.
Man.
And I've done multiple times. None of you are my friends.
Man.
That
Picked-
implies
After this,
that
you're right.
referenced an episode I wasn't even on.
I'm not positive I was on that one.
I
either.
don't know if I was on it.
I didn't do it alone.
You might have
There
because
were
I
two
don't
other
recall.
people previously on the show.
That's true. And with that, that was the game of Jeopardy.
Thank you, Marco. Thank you, Marco. Marco, I have one request.
Yes.
Can you watch Jeopardy? Just give it a shot. Just watch
Next
it
time.
once.
Yeah, next time.
Yeah, okay. All right.
So Tyler wins. Congratulations, Tyler.
At least I won something
you-
this year.
No. Well,
Hey, the year just started, so you're up. Do you want to give a victory speech?
No. I don't. Do I feel
I wouldn't
victorious? Not really.
Yeah. I mean, hey, at least you knew Luke Cage's catchphrase.
Sweet Christmas. I'm
Sweet
still a
Christmas.
little salty about Madeline Pryor. gotta say.
man, these came out actually pretty good.
I gotta say.
Yeah,
It's
they
unfortunate
worked
the
great.
animations didn't work because like they would have disappeared over the time.
But the
I'll
thing
give
is,
you.
like,
I'll give you this time. The production value of this one was a lot better than the last time.
Oh, all right, thank you.
I think the issue with the opacity thing is like it's whoever has the best eyesight.
But you guys didn't even see it happen, so
It animates once you click to the next slide, and then it just goes very fast. That's the issue. So
all right. Well,
Yeah, that was the issue. Thank you, Marco. Appreciate the time and effort you put into that.
not according to Kale, but
I didn't get to play.
I meant reference to my post.
Okay, anyway.
Promiscuous Time Traveler says, from my viewer's perspective, this is straight comedy. You know what? Maybe that's Marco's plan. It was
Get a good laugh.
a game of a comedy of errors.
That's all it is.
Oh man, you guys are great. Listeners, watchers, you guys are fantastic. Promiscuous Time Traveler says, "Oh my god, can you watch Jeopardy?" Oh yeah, and where was Double Jeopardy? There was
that
no way back
that,
in.
That involved a additional animation, and I was going to put it in
Why did it involve additional animation?
because it has to pop up. I had like a whole animation thing, and it messed up the slides.
But wouldn't you just be able to be like, "Oh, this is Double Jeopardy"?
Well, no, but I had like an actual animation for this thing.
All right, fair enough. Hey, I'm glad you guys had a good time. I'm glad you and the fun times are not over. Jeopardy may be done, but we've got a lot more show to do. Tyler, why don't you take it away with this listener question that we got?
Let me get up my phone. Actually, I can close out of our Discord chat here. And show notes. Here we go. All right, so we had a listener comment from Marley. This was on the Pals polls. Wow, I feel the Pallies. Sorry, the Pallies. Wow, I feel so outside looking in. I really thought Image and Boom put out heat this year. My favorite books were all Image. It's Lonely at the Center of the Earth. I just read that. It fucked me up. It's really, really good.
I want to real bad.
Like I choked up, which doesn't happen to me. Bolero and Rain. It's Lonely absolutely blew up the internet the last 2 months, and I haven't heard you guys mention it. Glad Grim and Duo Powerbomb is getting love. There's also been Hitomi, 8 Billion Genies, Chroma, Damn Them All, Behold Behemoth, Department of Truth, The Silver Coin, Saga, Jeff Lemire's horror books, Ice Cream Man, so many more. Truly the year of the indie for me. Also, I'd like to thank you all for being such a great podcast. The world is a crazy place right now, and with most COVID precautions thrown out the windows these days, I've had to work a job that is fairly isolated. It can be tough working overnights, but it gives me the freedom to listen to podcasts and music all shift, and I look forward to your discussions and funny banter the most. Thanks for everything.
Oh, thanks so much.
First and foremost, I wanted to include the whole message because I personally get pleasure out of watching Tyler have to read long messages.
Dude, I got these fucking mush mouth lips. It's hard for me sometimes.
It's so funny, dude. It's and when it's different and when it's names, I love it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm about to turn into Porky Pig if you give me a longer one next time.
That being said, so Marley, the essential idea of this comment is that, you know, I don't want to put words in their mouth, but like, you know, we missed the boat on these books, right? But the Pallies was specifically about books that we read for the show. I'm sure each one of us has read some amount of these, and we did read some of them for the show. But you know, I always say, we said it earlier, like if you want us to read a particular book, you got to let us know. We're trying to pick books that are interesting for Pals Polls. We're trying to pick books that we think you guys want to hear about. And sometimes they're just outside of our purview. Like, you know, Behold Behemoth, I haven't heard of, you know. But I love whenever we do get to read something a little weird, a little different, that comes from you guys. So, you know, let us know. We can do our part to, I guess, try to diversify the books that we pick. So it's less Marvel and DC, but that's what people click on, you know?
And Marley, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on Hitomi. I read the first 2 issues, but it didn't entice me enough to stick around. So if something happens down the road, let me know, because I'd be interested to pick it back up. And Rain was great. Rain was real good shit.
Yeah, and one of the other things about the Pallies was that we tried to pick things for the Pallies that we specifically talked about on Pals Polls.
Right.
Like if I was looking at my best of, like there would have been other stuff on there that wasn't, you know, on here. Fuck This Place last year. Fantastic book. But yeah, just SEO sometimes, you know, sometimes it comes down to that, like honestly. But that's what the listener pick is for. So wield that listener cudgel against us if you want.
Yeah, absolutely. This fun little known fact, this podcast was almost an indie only podcast. You guys remember that, Marco and Kale?
Oh yeah, sort of. Yeah.
Wait, like Comics Files in general?
Mm-hmm. When we first started, they wanted to do an indie focused show.
Yeah,
man, if that was the case, Marco would have never read superhero comics.
Probably. That was the goal.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate the kind words. I'm so glad that we get to be that relief for you while you are working. That's really great. I'm glad you choose us for that. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Also, wrong. Image and Boom did put out heat this year. Like they were fantastic. I think we all gave it to DC because partially it was impressive how much DC has turned it around in the last couple of years. Think about like how we were discussing DC 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'd argue we give it a DC now because let's see what the future's like. Like might be the only chance we can give it to them.
It's a bright future. And like Boom had a great year, but Image also had a solid year. Like put together, yes, absolutely. But as an individual company, which one do you go with? Like I feel like DC overall just was nonstop banger after banger. Yeah.
Promiscuous Time Traveler on YouTube says, such a good point. If you guys are after viewers, Marvel and DC makes sense. What if you do an after hours viewer suggested indie book reading club?
Percolate that one a bit.
And anything's possible. Anything's possible. The only caveat to that is that right now the book clubs are selected by Patreon listeners. So, that's where that service goes. And we only have so many hours in the day. We're not podcast machines. But again, if you guys have suggestions and ideas, we're open to them. We will mull that one over. Sean Glennon saying I would join that. So there you go.
Even the Discord, that's where like a lot of like the comic discussion Discord, like there's a Pals Pulls channel in the Discord, and there's like a comic discussion Discord. Usually comic discussion, it's like, hey, you see this shit happen in this comic? Wowzers. But the Pals Pulls is like, hey, maybe you should read this. Maybe you should read that. So there is some discussion in Pals Pulls channel about what we should read. And if you can get it to that, like let us know ahead of time. And I know this is getting into like, oh, you need to know your pull list, over a week in advance, but like that's just how we schedule things. It's like pre-ordering comics, but for our podcast.
And worst case, we all end up talking about individual books that we're reading anyway. So if the discourse doesn't happen on the show, it gets extended in the Discord there.
And if you stay for the whole episode of Pals Pulls, we also talk about what we're personally pulling at the end of the show, and usually we can throw in some recommendations there. I try to at least.
Yeah, 100%. When is the Wheel of Fortune? We got a bigger budget.
Ooh,
Marco, do not.
Oh,
I mean,
I've
thought about it. I've thought about it.
I've thought about a lot of things that hopefully I never do.
Jesus, that got dark.
That's where you took it.
I just read Lonely at the Center of the Earth last night, and that's where my mind is.
Were you inspired by this comment from Marley to...
No, actually, no. I'm in a group chat with friends of the show, Matt Murphy, Mark Bouchard, and Rachel Conrad, and they were all mentioning it. So, yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I was inspired by this comment to want to read it, so I will be reading that in Department of Truth. Tyler, stop me from playing Elden Ring, please. It's just too good. I hated it at first, but it's too good.
Oh,
anyway,
you got over the curve, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yep. Have fun.
Let's talk about the Guardians of the Galaxy. No references to them, a part of the Jeopardy game that we played, but they are making a comeback.
Gregory Hilliard, thank you for the subscription.
Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate that. So the Guardians are coming back with a new creative team. And you know what? I got to say, this could be good. So let me break it down. Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing, who are doing Sentinel of Liberty, they've definitely had the hot hand of late over at Marvel, working their way up the ranks. They're teaming up with Kev Walker, who they've worked with before on the Captain America Winter Soldier special, to tell a new story with the Guardians. It's going to be Western inspired. I mean, if you look at the new costumes, you can definitely see it. Star-Lord is literally wearing a what's that called? A poncho? Or
sure. Yeah.
Like a duster?
Yeah, looks like a poncho duster. Yeah.
Sure.
He looks like Cassidy from Overwatch.
Yeah. So the look is cool. They all got new designs for their costumes. Is in her Mommy Dom outfit.
On brand.
I should just have
absolutely
a button that I could just show that on the screen, the Mommy panel.
right? Notably absent is, well, we'll talk about Groot not being there. That's a big part of it. But notably absent is Rocket. And I actually I did a little digging and I found out the reason that Rocket is missing is because Drax is actually wearing Rocket.
What?
Well, if you look, Drax has his chinchilla on, right?
Oh,
He's
boy.
wearing Rocket.
His chinchilla?
You don't know about that?
Wait, is Rocket dead?
Yeah, Rocket is dead. He died in the last volume, and Drax is wearing him.
Holy shit.
Wow.
That's not true, Mark.
Yeah,
That's
No,
kind of fucking cool.
No.
That's not true.
Is it not?
Spreading
No.
fake news.
Man,
on
that's
the internet.
cooler. All right.
You think?
Now- Now I'm kind of disappointed. I was
You
I
think
was
somebody
hyped for
wearing their skinned best friend is cool? Then, Marco, you
in
know
this-
what? I give you permission. When I'm gone, you can wear
Oh,
me.
I'll come up. Start with the.
You
Yep.
can wear me. I'll fit.
Mark-
you. I'll fit. you.
Marco
Marco
could
will-
fit inside you.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear. I'm gonna
Hey
wear.
now. Hey now. Is that what happened to Joker? Is that how that worked?
Yes,
Oh, all right.
that is what happened. But no. So the team is at their lowest point in this book, and they
Again?
are on the run. Yeah, again, as always. And there's something called Groot Fall that they apparently are going to have to stop. We don't know too much about it. Groot Fall appears to be the tagline they're going with, and we'll find out what that means. So here's the solicit. 1 year ago, the Guardians of the Galaxy were destroyed. Their optimistic future shattered by the betrayal of one of their own. Now they ride the space lanes of a lawless corner of the galaxy, trying to outrun their tragedy. Can they rediscover their heroism and humanity on the bleakest frontier? Can they forgive the failures of their past, or will they fade into the dark, eternally unforgiven? A lot on the line.
Damn.
You know what? Sounds pretty good, actually.
The aesthetic itself, I think, is the thing to bring me in. Western in space. That feels like a Cowboy Bebop type shit.
Man, space
I'm there
western.
for it.
Nobody's ever done space westerns before.
You know what? They're genre defying.
My issue is Guardians has been languishing with short spurts of runs by creative teams ever since the end of Abnett and Lanning's run, which is what kind of made them popular and made them want to make a movie about it. Like, you had Bendis, which was probably longer than most, but, like, honestly, was not my cup of tea. Like, Al Ewing's run most recently was good, but it was short. We're getting some of it, shades of it in X-Men Red with Nova. But, like, it's just, there's never really been a defining run since Abnett and Lanning on this book. Which I would love to have. I think it's a great set of characters, but I don't get excited when I see it. Will I read it? Yes. Am I excited? No.
I think we're at an interesting place with Lansing and Kelly right now, specifically because they're on a lot of things, but nothing is far enough along that we really know where they fit, where it gels,
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, they wrote
Them as
the
writers?
Cap Mommy thing though, so let's see if Groot's gonna be like, I am daddy or something like that. I'm cool with that. I mean, it's not a good omen though that they're gonna be this writing duo is gonna go on Guardians, because the last writing duo that was on Guardians, after Guardians, they were no longer a writing duo. Let's
I
hope
didn't
that
realize that.
doesn't repeat itself.
Fingers crossed.
I think the Guardians actually are suffering from success in the sense that they're so popular now outside of the comics that they all essentially resemble the movies. And because of that, there's only so much you can do with these characters. Whereas when Abnett and Lanning were on the Guardians book, no one cared. So they could do whatever they wanted. And I wonder how much that has impacted writers' ability to take them in different directions and wherever they want to go.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
yeah.
Kev Walker is the draw for me on this, pun intended. I love Kev Walker's art, so I'm gonna follow him anywhere.
For sure.
Promiscuous Time Traveler says, well, let me get my butt on Patreon. Hey, why not? Lots of cool stuff there.
Promiscuous time traveler, bigger on the inside.
All right, so this next one is pretty interesting. The memoir of the dearly departed Tony Stark is coming. So you guys know Tony Stark died in a very heroic way. He died fighting Thanos. He saved us all from the evil Mad Titan. And posthumously, he is going to be releasing his memoir, which is going to detail his life and, you know, the tragedies, pitfalls, and successes of Iron Man. I cannot wait to buy this. I really, really want to know what his inner thoughts were.
So this is a fictional memoir set in the MCU.
No, it's real. It's set in our time.
Okay, well, it's
Yes,
MCU.
yes.
Okay, all right, got it.
Yeah.
God, what I would give to be blipped for 5 years. God.
But then you got to come back.
Yeah,
Doesn't
you're
end
right.
there.
Maybe, God, I wish Thanos would just kill me.
Daddy.
What if he used the gauntlet to specifically wish you out of existence?
Ugh,
Let it happen.
the fucking dream.
The gauntlet. Kale, can you name all the gems in the gauntlet?
I think I can. I was hoping that would come around to me.
Mind,
Gil.
reality,
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
time,
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
space.
One more.
One more. Power.
Matter. I don't know.
It's power, right, Marco?
Power, yeah.
Power.
Were you gonna make them name the colors too for the gems?
No. That's
Okay,
excessive.
because it's different.
Wait,
in the
did you say
movies.
soul?
Nope.
Soul
Yeah.
as well.
You said there were 6.
Well, I mean, game's over. You know, I won.
Yeah.
but you know, it's fine.
Wow.
Listen, hey, I'm not a fucking nerd. I don't need to know the names of the.
I'm not a
Power
fucking
gauntlet
nerd.
bullshit.
Quoted comic book podcaster.
So when I saw this posted, I was confused because I thought we just did a review of one of the new number ones for Tony Stark, or for Iron Man at least. I thought that was tying into that. And we had a conversation about how we wanted more MCU integration a few weeks back. And now that I have this context, I don't want this.
Yes.
Yep. And I was like, I feel like I was gung ho about like, yeah, we should do more integration, like for sure. And then now that this is here, I'm just kind of like, but
Not
Tony
this way,
Stark,
not this
yeah,
way.
not it.
I don't think it's a comic.
Yeah,
Is it
it's
not?
Worse.
It's
Yeah, I don't. It's his memoir. Yeah, it's a book.
without
Oh.
pictures.
Yeah,
Now pictures. Well, that's the
Yeah.
way I read.
book. I'm almost assuredly gonna buy this.
What? Oh no, this is Invincible Iron Man.
Well, you got your readers now, Sean. That'd be perfect for
Yeah.
you. You can test them
Hell
out.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
up close wasn't my issue, but
Got
yes.
it. Got it.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is so fun because we've all read those like film adaptations that are always bad. But when have you read a book that's written quote unquote by a fictional character who's talking about their life that we've watched play out? Like, I think that's pretty novel.
Do we know anything about who, like the actual team behind this?
It's AI. It's AI generated.
Oh boy, I
Imagine.
could see that.
So Ben Bella Books has a Smart Pop imprint.
Is that a drag queen name?
They are an independent publishing house in Dallas, Texas. So no, Tyler, it is not.
Definitely not in Texas.
Exactly. Yeah, so they're going to be putting this out. I don't see who the writer is.
AI.
I don't think they have one yet.
Yeah. So
They don't have one yet. They've announced it, but it's not written.
Doesn't look like it.
Typical independent publisher. I mean, when you say it's an independent publisher, is this Marvel sanctioned?
it is 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, it's authorized. They also put out a Loki book.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah.
They
It was
put it out
Loki's
low-key
Book of
'cause I didn't
Magic
hear
and
anything about it.
Mischief, Tricks and Deceptions from the Prince of Illusions.
Hmm.
So I'm into
CW
this.
Gordon, I'm gonna say no book club on this. I have trouble reading books without pictures. I have ADHD and the attention span is not there, so I will not be reading this. I'm sorry.
Also, it sounds bad.
But what are
There's
you
one
gonna
thing I
do?
do not want. It's Robert Downey Jr. without Robert Downey Jr.
You know what? That's not an unreasonable thing to say.
Motherfucker's in 9 movies of the same character, and I didn't get enough of his life. Come on.
I don't think I did. Yeah, I'm sure, Catherine, that you will be reading this. This is going to be. This is
Catherine's a
gonna be
big
great.
Iron Man mark, right?
We even got like
Yeah.
flashbacks to with him. Like, are we gonna see him and his dad relationship? I don't care for that.
We're not going to see anything. It's a book.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, we're gonna cover that.
It's his memoir. Of course, we're going to cover it. It's his life story.
We're not.
Well, I might. Maybe I'll do a review.
You and Catherine have fun.
Do
All
it.
All right. I guess I didn't win you guys over with that one. Fair enough. Let's give DC a shot then. DC is putting out a Dawn of DC Free Comic Book Day book. I guess it's just going to give us, sort of an idea of what the Dawn of DC will look like. And Bleeding it. They somehow were able to get a spread, the 2-page spread from the book that reveals what the tagline for Dawn of DC will be, which is forging the future one hero at a time. That is way too long. But you don't think so, Kale?
Oh, no, I think it's way too long and not very good.
Oh, okay, yeah. But that aside, what I thought was interesting about this is the characters that they actually chose to highlight here.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a clue as to which characters we can really expect them to hone in on. And I thought there were some interesting ones. So you got your obvious Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. Who cares? You got Yada Flor. She's on there.
Yes, get it.
And these are all color coded too for the
yes.
colorblind out there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. You got Sojourner, who we talked about a little earlier, Green Lantern. You got Red Canary, Tim Drake's there, Big Stepper Batman, Jace Fox, John Kent, of course. Different Aquaman, the new Aquaman.
Aqualad.
Jackson,
Aqualad.
right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Bolt
Jackson
is
Hyde,
there.
I think. Yeah. Bolt
That's a
is
lot
the-
of
is the
sorry?
Bolt's the new Black Adam, right?
no. That's White Adam.
But I think that's him in the picture. It's
Uh,
a white suit, and it's the guy from the book.
Oh, over on the far right?
Top right, yeah.
Huh.
Oh, huh.
It does
Yeah,
match up
because
to Shazam.
he's got the Shazam color,
Yeah.
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 Which I
There
thought
you
was
go.
interesting. And I think the interesting part is like the Titans. Like we knew Titans would be specifically chosen here, but then I think Bleeding Cool describes it as a new Birds of Prey, possibly with Flatline, Stitch, and Red Canary, which are all new characters.
Because they're all in the same
That's cool.
image together.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Flatline as a character, so I'm cool with that.
Yeah. She was cool.
This is interesting. I like how they're basically showing you like the past and future in this. It's a good promo image at the very least. Copy aside, and I'm interested in that subsequent picture of like that timeline.
The one we got 2 months ago.
Did we already have some of these logos pulled in?
Yeah.
I thought we just got Lazarus, the Lazarus planet.
No, that's when they announced Doom Patrol and all that stuff.
Oh, right.
This gives me a lot more confidence too, because we talked about how important it would be in the Dawn of DC to really hone in on newer characters that get less shine, and if this is to be followed, if this is to be taken as a sign of what's to come, this is exactly what I wanted to see. Not just new characters, a mix, old and new. I think that's what DC has done so well for so many years.
Also a plan.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and even just going off this image alone, like there's a bit of like foreshadowing and a bit of, it also tells a bit of a story there. I like that. I think it's cool.
The other thing I like about this, it's Dan Mora. Like,
Yeah.
Dan Mora is becoming their guy. Their brand is going to be Dan Mora, and like, couldn't be better, honestly.
Not mad about that.
Dan Mora needs an event.
I mean,
he's there. He's at that point.
Oh, he was at that point years ago.
Him and Tom Taylor.
I have thought that Dan Mora was elite since the book that he did with Grant, the Christmas
Klaus,
book.
Said the Claus, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Amazing, unbelievable artist. Give him an event, throw him something.
Do we know which Flash this is, by the way? Is this Wally or Barry? We don't know that, right?
Is that not Bolt?
See, that's what I thought. Because isn't there a young Flash named Bolt?
I don't know.
In the Bleeding Cool article, it says that's Avery Ho Flash.
Yeah,
the Flash of China.
Yeah,
who has like a purple suit or something like that.
Yeah,
she was in the Dark Crisis pre thing
from Justice League China.
I was just thinking, like, if she's the young version, then the other Flash has to be Wally or Barry. And I assume Bolt would have been Black Adam replacement. I'm gonna look that up, actually.
It must be. It must be.
I thought that dude was called White Adam.
I thought so too, but
yeah, his name's Bolt. That's him.
Okay.
I've been reading the Black Adam books. I don't know. I didn't keep up because I did not like it.
Yeah.
In any event, we've talked a lot about the fact that DC's on a roll, and I just think that every decision that they've been making for the last few months has just been on point. Am I excited about Amanda Waller being the main bad guy of DC? No, absolutely not. But everything else that they're talking about seems great. I think Yada Flor, I think that character needs to get away from Joelle Jones.
Yes.
Like, she needs to just run as fast and as far as she can and get away from Joelle Jones. As a writer, as an artist, please, yes. Joelle Jones is phenomenal. But someone else has to write this character and do her justice.
Absolutely agreed. She has such potential. She's a good character. Like, she can stand up to each of the individual characters, Wonder Woman, Batman, whatever. She doesn't give a shit. And I was disappointed by the way Joelle wrote her. To your point, the art's phenomenal, but they need to get her over.
Yeah.
Because where is Wonder Woman at this point? Isn't she? Is she back to not being a god or whatever?
I think all that ended with Dark Crisis.
Yeah.
But they didn't really, like, she wasn't a focal point. So
yeah, and I guess we'll talk about that a little bit next too, I think.
Indeed. As we shift gears into the DC film world. And
no, thank you.
boy, was it a week. So Variety writer, let me see if I have the name of the writer. Michael Buckner woke up on January 4th, 2023, and chose to eviscerate The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
This is not Tatiana Siegel. I think the picture is from Michael.
Okay, yeah, I guess you're right. I thought, okay, yeah. Well, I don't see okay, anyway.
Yeah, it's Tatiana.
Yeah, that person woke up and decided to eviscerate The Rock. Man, what a treasure trove of just like embarrassing and awful things for The Rock. So this article breaks down how The Rock, which we talked about weeks and weeks ago, Rock tried to shoot his shot at taking over DC. Him, his ex-wife, Danny Garcia, her brother, Hiram Garcia, that triumvirate, they run $7 Productions, which is The Rock's production company. And when there was a power vacuum at DC, those three basically tried to take over. According to this article, The Rock tried to pitch his vision for DC to everyone that he could, including going all the way to the tippy top, right to David Zaslav, and pitched him an idea that was going to last for years and would ultimately lead to Black Adam versus Superman. And the first piece of that puzzle was putting Superman in the Black Adam movie, which no one wanted to do. No one wanted to do that. In fact, they tried to get Cavill back. Obviously, we know that he's been trying to do that for years. And I think it was Toby Emmerich that put the kibosh on that and said, we are not doing that. But then when Toby left, Rock went to everyone and went to the top. And the quote is, Dwayne went around everyone, which didn't sit well.
Stay in your lane, brother.
Yeah.
And we called that out too. When when Cavill made his announcement, because it felt bad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't blame The Rock though. When his entire professional career was based upon going to the head of the company to pitch your ideas, that's what he knows. That's what he would do to get to talk to Vince McMahon. Like, you got to go to his office, wait out there all day till he can talk to you, and then you can pitch something. So he brought that carny fucking mentality to big business Hollywood, and it does not work that way there.
Right.
So, I mean, it's going to be a good episode of Young Rock, hopefully, once we get to those seasons. But
see, I don't disagree, Tyler. Although I would argue that The Rock has been in Hollywood for 20 years, and should know better.
Yep.
But he was making a huge power play, and you're right. In WWE, if you were trying to make a huge power play, which wrestlers are known to do, you would go to the boss. And if you had stroke, you'd get your way. I think The Rock feels and felt like he has stroke enough to do what he wants at Warner while there was a power vacuum. The problem for The Rock is that James Gunn and Peter Safran are there. And they said, no, we're not doing this. This is not the way we're going. So The Rock lost. But the problem also is that The Rock pissed off a lot of people.
Yeah.
The Rock doesn't have the support within Warner that he used to have. Check this out. During the lead up to the Super Pets movie, the DC Super Pets, The Rock wanted a producer credit. He pushed hard to get a producer credit on. For those of you who don't know, when you get a producer credit, it's basically, especially if you weren't really a producer, it's basically a way of saying, I want more money. You get a producer credit, you're getting more money, and obviously now you have another notch in your belt. Even though The Rock didn't really promote that movie. The Rock did the bare minimum promotion for that movie. So he pissed off people with that. Then, at the New York City premiere of Black Adam, The Rock forced them to have a tequila bar where they were selling The Rock's tequila.
The Rock has tequila?
Yeah. Even though Black Adam is a PG-13 movie.
Oops.
I love that he forced them to do that.
Like he pushed hard for that. It
Really?
says The Rock, the actor, also insisted on a tequila bar at the New York premiere of Black Adam featuring his Terramana brand, despite the film being rated PG-13. Quote, his demands increased and the returns just weren't there. Notes another insider.
This kind of puts in perspective another Rock issue in Hollywood, the Vin Diesel feud that he had during Fast and Furious.
Sure.
And everyone was like, how can you hate The Rock? Everyone kind of took The Rock's side on that one from what I remember. Like they don't ever want to work together, so much so that the next Fast and Furious movie was a spin-off starring The Rock.
Yeah.
Without Vin Diesel. This kind of puts that in a different perspective because that was also that would have been Universal. Okay. But yeah, this is weird, man. This is real going into business for yourself in every sense of the phrase.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. So I don't think we will see The Rock again based on this.
No, at this point,
No.
Blacklisted.
That WrestleMania appearance looking more and more likely.
Oh yeah. And then The Rock, and The Rock responds to everything. For some reason, this Variety article he did not directly respond to. However, I will point you to The Rock's Twitter and The Rock's Instagram where he posted a video. It is 1 minute and 30 seconds, and it's The Rock talking about having the guts to fail. And he talks about the fact that he'd rather someone have guts than drive. And he personally would rather have guts than drive because you have to have the guts to be willing to try and shoot your shot. And if it doesn't work, you dust yourself off, pick yourself up, and you get back on the horse. It's essentially what he said. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but I took that as a response to this because The Rock shot a shot. He tried to be the man at DC, and it didn't work out. It happens.
The Rock feels like a human personification of those like manosphere gym bro like encouragement memes,
Yeah.
Or it's like big text and you can barely see the image behind it. It's just that's The Rock's whole personality.
He's that big buff guy on TikTok that just walks up and tells you to go to bed. You sleeping yet?
That's what your algorithm's showing you. Sure.
Oh,
my algorithm is very different. Saw a guy blowing a trumpet into some girl's crotch yesterday. That was I gotta. How do I reset my algorithm?
You have to do a lot of scrolling.
You're not coming back from that one.
You gotta do a lot of scrolling.
I think getting off is part of the issue.
Oh no!
Ooh, yikes!
Wow.
Comic Boom on YouTube says nobody would be stating what they are had Black Adam grossed $1 billion at the box office.
Yeah.
But it didn't. So, it was a mediocre movie.
So the problem is that Black Adam made what was it? 300. I have the number.
300 million?
Yeah, Black Adam made 300 million, somewhere in that space. 391 million. It had a $195 million budget plus 40 million in reshoots. It's a lot of money. And as always, you have to double the budget for marketing. That's how that works. So when you're talking about this movie that made 391 million, you're actually talking about a movie that cost over $400 million from stem to stern to get out there.
Yikes.
That means that this movie did not make the return on its investment, not in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good enough. You don't hire The Rock. You don't pay The Rock whatever it is that it costs him to be in a movie to make $395 million against $400 million. A $400 million cost. No way.
I think it paid The Rock's salary even.
What it made?
Yeah.
Just barely. And so would people be saying this if the movie made $1 billion? No, but it was never gonna make $1 billion. But guess what? Shazam was never gonna make $1 billion. Shazam made 300 million, but it had a budget of $100 million. So it made the money it needed to make to justify a sequel. Black Adam did not do that. And guess what? Zachary Levi wasn't making demands. He didn't ask for a tequila bar to sell his own tequila at a PG-13 movie showing.
He didn't force a tequila bar at the Shazam movie.
Yeah, right.
He may have asked, which probably would have been fine.
Yeah,
but he forced it.
Right. I heard from insiders that Ezra Miller is actually requesting a karaoke bar at the.
Oh no! And a sidebar with their lawyers.
And Flo Dameron, hey, welcome. Thank you for being here. Makes a great point. 300 million that they made, the 395 or whatever I said, isn't even 300 million because they have to share that with theater owners. So that money gets spread out. Investors, people who front these things, they got to make their money back. Theaters make a certain amount. So at the end of the day, how much did Warner really make off of Black Adam? It looks like nothing.
Bupkis.
That's indefensible.
But hey, he's in multiverses at least.
and Dark Crisis. So yeah, the time of The Rock is over. That's over.
Sounds like the hierarchy of DC has changed again.
Promiscuous time traveler. Tyler and I are wrestling nerds as well. We love wrestling. It feels like we are in the era of the Ezra Miller face turn, if you ask Warner, because the other thing we got out of this article, one of the other things we got out of this article, is that apparently Warner executives are not closing the door on Ezra Miller. They are open to continuing with Ezra post Flash because Ezra hasn't gotten in trouble since the summer.
Wow, not even a year, 6 months, and they're like, yeah, they're fine. It's all right. We can let them back in.
Guys, I don't want to be that guy, but I'm going to hate myself for saying this. This is the most white privilege shit I've ever seen.
Yep.
This is like specifically the most like Rockland, New York white privilege thing I've ever seen.
The Rock is out because he was in a movie that didn't perform as well as they wanted, and he asked for a tequila bar. Ezra Miller is accused of, let's see, kidnapping, assault, having babies around guns,
Endangering a child,
grooming, assault, being on the run from the law. Anybody else got anything? Because I that's 6. Because there were multiple assaults. Like, this person has committed legitimate crimes. But because they didn't do it in a while, it's fine. Bring them back.
you hand wave it. You just, yeah. But The Rock, though, no way. That power grab can't do that because you know what? That's affecting their monies. Well, although actually this would affect it too. I don't know what they're thinking.
I'm really excited for the what the press looks like for the Flash. Maybe not excited. I'm intrigued about what press looks like coming up for the Flash.
The PR for this is going to be insane. It's a whole apology tour. Like, it has to be.
I mean, if you're on Twitter or whatever, the scuttlebutt is there's now evidence debunking all of this Ezra stuff.
No.
Which, not to put on my tinfoil hat.
Yeah.
Just
Wonder where that came from.
Yeah, I wonder where these new accounts came from, you know?
And we did this. Remember, we talked about this a few weeks ago. It's not the case. Like, if you look at the quote unquote evidence, it's just saying, all I saw was, oh, well, this isn't proven. Like, oh, how do you know this happened?
And
I don't know.
With the money they spent on the Flash and the money that they could potentially make from the Flash, putting in more money to some agitprop to get, to spin Ezra's public image in, the opposite direction is worth it in the grand scheme of things. Does that make sense? I'm not saying ethically is it right, but in terms of a PR move.
But even to that, you're at the precipice of potentially a new universe. Just wash it. Let this be done. Get a new actor. That to me sounds more like long-term strategy, because unless there's an expectation coming out of the Flash movie that Ezra needs to continue to participate, why? Get a new actor.
I mean, it sounds like that's the idea.
But they're gonna do it with, but they're gonna do that with Batman. They're doing that with Superman. Why is Flash that important of a character and Ezra that important an actor?
I'm thinking there might be something in the plot that actually explains this, because we see 2 Ezras in this movie. There are 2 Flashes that are Ezra. I'm wondering if Ezra Barry Allen is like a cornerstone of the multiverse, where there's always an Ezra in every multiverse. That maybe it's like, we can't even reset him. He's like the one character we can't reset. because that is the story we're telling.
But the universe is ending.
Right.
It doesn't matter. And on top of that, am I crazy, or was Ezra Miller's Flash not that well received anyway? I liked it. I liked them. I don't remember people being over the moon about Ezra's portrayal of the Flash. There were plenty of people saying, "Oh, this is too Spider-Man." They Spider-Man'd Flash.
I wonder how much of that got mixed in with the general hate for the Snyder stuff, though. You know.
Well, you're a Flash fan. Do you feel like Ezra's Flash?
No, I hate it, and I feel like I've been very open about that.
And it has nothing to do, like, putting aside the actual allegations, just as the Flash character that they portrayed.
Yeah.
You did not,
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kale, what's worse, Ezra Miller Flash or Tom Holland Spider-Man?
Ooh,
Come on, it has to be the Flash.
I think it is.
Wow.
I think it's the Flash.
I think is the operator.
I've only seen one movie of Tom Holland, and there are 4 of them, so he's got to be at least. You know.
Well, there's only one Flash, right? So, like, there's only one movie where Ezra was the Flash, I think. So,
yeah, well, 2 parts of it, but
yeah. Look, get rid of them now. Like, there's no reason to drag this out. You have it out, like Marco said, get rid of them. Why would you keep this albatross on you? When this movie comes out and the main actor cannot do press because you can't ask them about all the crime that they committed in the last 2-3 years, how can you keep them on the payroll?
I think the thing that's one of the things that's so disappointing to me, and not to put them on this pedestal, but it's disappointing to hear this coming from the Gunn Safran camp too.
And that's another thought that I had. I'm wondering who this is actually coming from, because there's a difference between anonymous executives, whoever that represents, and Gunn and Safran. I don't see how. Well, I could see Gunn being willing to give a person a chance. I don't see a reason to give Ezra a chance. I don't get it. Even if you wanted to give them all the benefit of the doubt, you don't need this version of the Flash.
Even if you put away all the allegations, put away that it's Ezra Miller, you do not need this universe.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, just redo it, restart it.
That is a bad sign. If this report is true, and they actually are thinking about keeping Ezra, then I think that means that they're not actually scrapping this universe wholesale. And if that's the case, that is the worst thing they could possibly do. You do not keep this universe. I love Zack Snyder. I love the Zack Snyder movies. There's no reason to keep that up. People hate it.
One of the other things that's kind of worrying in this, and you might be getting to this in a second, Sean, the Wonder Woman part of it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Is Wonder Woman is apparently not in the plan. Not even Gal Gadot, but like no Wonder Woman at all. Not in the plan for the first, 8 years or something like that, right? Didn't they mention like the first wave?
It'd be that fucking Black Widow all over again.
It's weird. I mean, good for someone like, I don't know, Black Canary, it is weird to, if you're going to reboot a universe, not have the Trinity. In my eyes, so unless that one, no Wonder Woman means no Diana Prince Wonder Woman, could this be Yara Flor's chance to shine? I don't know, but it's a weird start.
You wouldn't do that. You especially for the Trinity. Yeah, you need them. You would need them to reestablish that. You have to have Wonder Woman.
So James Gunn refuted this strongly on Twitter.
Oh, on Twitter,
which, as we know, we got our answer already as far as the predictions. Will James Gunn stop breaking news on Twitter? We got our answer. At least if you take him at face value, that this report, as it relates to Wonder Woman, is not true. However, I'm not sure that I believe that, because a 3-4 year window yeah, you might not have a Wonder Woman movie in 3 or 4 years. Sure. I can believe that. I don't think that's the right thing, but you can only put out so many movies a year. And if there's a strategy that does not immediately involve a Wonder Woman movie right away, okay, I guess. Also, I wanted to tackle some of the comments. Robert Downey Jr. was arrested and went to jail for being found naked in a minor's bed. He still got a second chance. Okay, so that's the, and if Robert Downey Jr. was caught and arrested and found guilty, then I don't need Robert Downey Jr. I would just as soon toss the MCU if it means that someone who is, you know, if that is true, if what you're saying is true, if Robert Downey Jr. is doing things to kids, if that's the implication, I don't need the MCU. I don't need Robert Downey Jr. I don't give a shit.
That was in 1996.
That's awful.
Yeah, that's what he was arrested for. And I think the thing about that for me is like there was a 10-year window between that arrest and then coming back as Iron Man. And, you know, by all accounts, he seems to have figured it out. You know what I mean? Like he did his time, you know, he went to prison, he did, you know, and he talks about being in prison and doing, you know, the time and the rehabilitation or whatever. This, you know, this situation is like, you know, it's not even a year after crime, after the first crime.
Right. Yeah. That I think is the distinguishing factor is this. There are multiple allegations, there are multiple things on this person as opposed to, and to be fair, there could have been multiple on Robert Downey Jr., but the ones that stuck happened so far in between.
And it feels to me like in the case of Ezra that Warner Brothers is trying to cover it up too, or like hide it so that they can have their cake and eat it too. Marvel didn't do that. Disney didn't do that.
Right, exactly. There was no standing allegation against Robert Downey Jr. in the middle of the MCU. Yeah. That's not the way it happened. This is a different situation.
The dude was
I'm not
canceled.
saying that people. Yeah. Go ahead.
The dude was canceled before that was like a known thing, before social media. Like Robert Downey Jr. was blacklisted. He was known as a drunk and a drug addict. And absolutely. I think that the whole thing was like it kind of mirrors Tony Stark's story in a way too, which maybe they leaned into that a bit. But you know.
Yeah, I think this is a different situation, and I just don't believe that the rehabilitation's been done. I don't think that Ezra has begun the apology tour the way they need to. There's a lot of work that would need to be done before I think the public is ready to just say, oh yeah, all's forgiven. Comic Boom said, if Flash makes money, it implies moviegoers are apt to forgive Ezra, doesn't it? I don't think so, because we're all tapped into this, but that's the nature of our fandom. We will see what happens when June 16th is a little closer and they have to start doing press. There will be a trailer for The Flash that runs during the Super Bowl.
Oh, that's right.
People will look up Ezra Miller because this will be the first time that the public is seeing Ezra Miller in a long time.
And we will look down and say no.
When they look Ezra Miller up, they're going to find out a lot of things, and that's when we'll see what happens. I don't think Warner understands how bad get with Ezra.
With Ezra, like you Google their name and like they don't have many acting credits. Like, you know, they have more credits in alleged crimes than they do film. So it's like, even from like a search engine optimization, like you're gonna see it.
More open sheets than open roles.
Yeah, Bruce first says there's only one charge of burglary against Ezra. That's not true.
There's literally a video of him assaulting a woman. Like, what are you talking about?
No, in terms of burglary, I think Bruce was trying to say like there's not multiple charges of burglary. Which if that's the
Listen, I don't care if Ezra steals shit. That's fine.
That's me at self checkout. Like,
yeah.
I look. Will the public care about a person being accused of the things that Ezra's being accused of? I don't see how not. But even if that's the case, who cares? Why do we need this person to be the Flash? It's not worth it. I don't see the value.
In Promiscuous Time Traveler gives a puts up a good point too. He's saying I'm not a good person, but when you're in the public eye, you need to have some set of morals. Like, yes, like if you are the starring actor in a film that is a tentpole film for a whole production company, you need to check your shit. You should not even be spoken of in the same breath as burglary, kidnapping. Like, it doesn't matter if they did it or not. The fact that they were in a place where they could even be accused of it is like, that's not the person I want. I don't want to hire that person in that role. It's too much work.
I mean, it's insane how many things this person was accused of doing. Like, think of people who've been taken down for less. Seriously. And they sometimes they don't even come back. They're just banished. They're just in the shadow realm. They're gone. And I think that's where Ezra should be. I think they should put Ezra in the pit of Krakoa. That's what I think they should do.
You're getting your universes mixed up there, Sean.
Sorry, Tyler?
Phantom Zone. Let's keep it to DC.
All right. Put them in the Phantom Zone. Put them in the Phantom Zone.
To your point, though, this would make just less complications, right? Less money applied to PR people, less marketing needed to be done to sell somebody in. If you make the announcement that you're replacing your lead actor for Flash, that's going to make news inherently, right? And so you're not going to have the trouble of needing to beef up support at that point. But for this, not only do you have to convince people that this is a relatively acceptable human, but then you have to do PR on top of that. Then you have to do a tour to really sell the person in. There's just more. This just feels like more and more money getting dropped in. That's not good business at that point.
To make the one movie go off,
right?
Sure, do what you got to do, I guess. If their intent, if it's coming out, which it is, and if they're not reshooting or recasting, which they won't, nor do I believe they need to, if it's going to be the one movie, do what you got to do. Past that, if they keep Ezra, I don't have any positive words to say about that decision. I just don't, and I don't care. I do not care about the idea that this person needs a second chance. You had 57 chances to stop assaulting people and stealing and doing a world tour of crime. Who's this, the Joker? Jesus Christ.
I will thank Ezra for one thing, though. Thanks for the content. I appreciate it.
Oh, please. I love it. I love it.
That's why we're here.
Brucifer, that's just not the way the world works. If there was actual proof of the allegations, they would have been arrested for everything already. That's not the way the world works.
And also they've been arrested 3 times.
Right. Like I feel like you're on the precipice of being like kind of I don't know. I don't see how this is defensible, but to each their own, I guess. Comic Boom. What I hope is that a successful Flash movie premised on the multiverse will be a good intention bridge to bring peace between Snyderverse fans and new ones moving forward into something new. I don't think that the core Snyder bros that exist on the internet will ever be happy. I think that the more reasoned ones like myself, we can appreciate what we got. And I think sometimes you have to accept that. I don't think that there's going to be much, nor do I think there needs to be much reference to that era. I think DC has to do their best to get away from that, which is another reason why I think Ezra should go. I mean, my God, if you're getting rid of Gal Gadot, Henry Cavill, who did Henry Cavill offend? Why is this guy blacklisted?
I mean, you can ask a couple of Palestinians what they think about Gal Gadot. I think that's a separate thing.
All right.
Yeah,
fine.
You can write that one off.
But I don't. That's not an American problem. Like that's not Warner. That's not Warner's problem.
Sure. Hollywood problem. All right, I'm not touching it. We can go past it. That's loaded.
I don't know. We've ranted enough about Ezra and the Flash. I don't get it, but fine. I am disheartened based on this Variety article. I will say that. They got me. If that was the goal.
This just solidifies my disinterest in watching this person be a lead. But because we're fucking marks, gonna go see the movie, huh?
I mean, you quite literally are.
Yeah.
Flo says, I will say not one person came out and was like, Ezra is actually an amazing person. Right? Isn't there, like, where's all the people? Like, even Bill Cosby. Like, even Bill Cosby.
Back on tour.
Back on tour. But, like, when Bill Cosby got exposed and like, arrested and stuff, there were quite a few people that were like, wait, actually, I love Bill Cosby. The woman that played his wife on The Cosby Show, she said, oh, he's a great guy.
Some member berries.
Don't even get me started on comics and comedians. I saw a Hinge profile the other day that was like, oh, tell me your favorite stand-up specials. And in my head, I'm like, oh, Louis C.K., Bill Cosby. Oh, fuck. I'm not answering that prompt.
Oh, my God. Yeah. So hopefully things turn around. We are going to be getting the announcement of some of the movies, some of the timeline of movies that's coming from DC this month.
Soon.
So, yeah, I hope that brings me back into this, brings us back into it. But this Ezra stuff's bad business. We'll see what happens. At the end of the day, great movies. They silence all detractors. Like the other guy said, if Black Adam made $1 billion, we'd have nothing to say.
Yeah. It's a shame we'll never get great movies from DC. Well, at least we get the comics.
Oh, man. Genuine question as we wrap up. Chat, are you excited for The Flash?
Kefis has already said he's sure as shit not paying for that movie.
There you go.
Don't worry. It'll be on HBO Max in a month.
Less than that.
Just toss it on there now. Screw it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chat, let us know your thoughts on that. If you're listening outside of live, let us know. We want to hear it. I'm curious where everyone is on this film. Are Ezra's crimes, the crimes of Ezra Miller, a factor for you as to whether or not you want to see this movie? I'll say it right now. I will 100% be watching this movie. I will definitely be going to theaters, and I will be paying for it.
This is going to be Sean and I's birthday gift from DC.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I gotta say, I'm still excited for Michael Keaton. Like, that is a formative thing for me. Like,
right.
I would be lying if I said I wasn't hyped to see what that world looks like now, how he deals with that. Like, I am pretty excited for that. I am just very good at compartmentalizing and forgetting about all the rest. So, thanks, therapy.
Hey, I still love Chris Benoit. Matches.
Oh, okay, there we go. You finished that sentence.
Below Dameron says, dude, so pumped. But they want Ezra gone.
Yeah. One and done. Thank you so much for listening. Like I said, reach out to us. Let us know what you think about this. Let us know what you thought about the Jeopardy game. Or should we be giving Marco his flowers or Cole? Which one do you think? Both? All right.
I'll take them. I'm greedy.
Avarice, the orange lantern rating.
Ooh, extra points. And with that, only 1,500. Sorry, Sean. Still don't win it.
Oh, the game was still going on? Is the game ever going to end?
Never.
I still can't play.
Patreon.com/thecomics-pals if you want to, for some reason, see Marco's template of the game we played. And lots of other cool things you can see on there as well. By heading on over to patreon.com/thecomics-pals. You can get your name shouted out. You can listen to our exclusive show, Palling Around. You can actually vote for the book clubs. House and Powers of X was the most recent one that the Patreon listeners voted for. We'll have the next one up soon. So if you want to get in on that, now's the perfect time. at the Comics Pals everywhere. Join our Discord server where the conversations are always continuing. If you're a regular chatter in our live streams, you might as well be on our Discord because that's the vibe. It's basically the same thing. Yeah. Watch us live on YouTube and Twitch. This show, 10:15 a.m. Eastern, every single Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern, every Thursday for Pals Pulls. If you want to vote on the next Pals Pulls listener pick, head on over to Twitter. After this episode is over, if you're watching live. If you're not watching live, it's up right now, as long as it's not after Wednesday. Everything else at the Comics Pals. Let's do the plugs. Kale.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Comics Pals. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at TotoInto. That's TOTOINTOW. You can find my work at kaleward.com. That's CALEWARD.com. I was wrong about Kamen Rider coming out on the 13th. Comes out on the 24th. But please go pick that up. I lettered it, and it's good. I've gotten a lot of recent congratulations on how good it looks, and you know what? I think I'm halfway decent at it. So
you're coming for Hassan's throne, aren't you?
I could do half the things.
Yeah, on his ass.
I told Jess, she was looking at the new volume before we sent it in. She was like, "You're doing so good." I said, "I want to learn how to do the color gradient in the in the bubble balloons, the bubble words."
Just don't leave your palette in there.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
If you have questions, Cal, I could probably help you out with that. I have some familiarity with that. So.
I might hate you.
Yeah.
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Mr. Marco Enomoto. Come talk to me about more One Piece. That's all I'm consuming right now. I am currently in CP9. Episode 300 is slowly approaching. It has been a phenomenal ass ride, and I'm catching up on comics this weekend. So if there's anything you guys are reading, put me on it because I'm going to be doing a lot of reading this weekend. Oh, and the link to the Jeopardy game is already up. I just posted it, so anybody who has Patreon access can go to that post and use the template.
Hey, Sylv brings up a good question real quick.
Oh.
Well, what's the finger thing Ezra's doing in this picture?
That's the sign. That's the sign of the apocalypse.
I said something racist, I bet.
like that new New York congressman
Yeah.
in the U.S. House last night. Ugh. People keep telling me I look like that dude. It is defamatory.
You need new friends.
I think you just lost your one Kale guy.
Hey, listen. I've never said that to you. Maybe you're a Kale guy.
That is unbelievably funny. As for me, I'm sorry.
Tyler didn't get
Oh
his.
yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Tyler.
Check out. I did a Ghost Rider Marvel Legends review on Tuesday or Wednesday. Check that one out. I'm having fun with those. So they're quicker. It's not audio. It's only video. So it's only on the YouTube. But check it out. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah, YouTube exclusive stuff's good, and I think you guys will enjoy what Tyler's been doing. I am on the quest to become the Elden Lord. So you guys cannot. I mean, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Sean Soapbox only. But I don't know what else to say other than Elden Ring. Elden Ring.
How are you playing it? What's your play style?
I chose the hero class. I wanted to choose Paladin, but or not Paladin, but like the
the introductory classes barely matter at a certain
I
point.
know. Yeah.
Well,
but I went with hero. I was getting completely bashed in for the first 5 hours of the game, and I was gonna stop playing, but then I was like, I'm going to look up what I'm supposed to do. And once I did that, everything changed. I realized that this is a game. It's like if everything you did in World of Warcraft was raiding, but everywhere you went, it was that hard. That's what it feels like. Once I got that, I realized that I love that. I love that. I don't mind dying 50 times to. I've died 300 plus times to a boss, so I don't mind dying.
Yeah, I knew it was right down your alley once you get there.
Yeah.
Are you like a sword and shield two-hander?
I have. I'm doing sword and shield, but the weapon I have is meant to be two-handed, so I go between.
Gotcha.
When I'm fighting a boss, I know I could just smoke. It's two-handed.
Yeah, it's the old jump and smash. That's how I played the game.
Yep.
Are you gonna take over the top spot from that let me solo her guy?
Let me solo her. What's that?
Oh, so there is one guy who would just, you know how you could join another person's game.
Yeah.
There's like an unbeatable boss or something.
Yeah. For the final boss of the game, he would join it, and he would his name was Let Me Solo Her, and he would play naked with just a pot on his head, and you'd randomly get him if you're doing the final boss, and you stand back and he solos her.
Yo.
Naked?
Yeah, naked.
It's a real person.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We don't know
That's
the
fun.
identity of this person either. They're just like a myth on the internet.
Yeah, they were a meme when the game first came out, and we haven't heard anything since.
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Look it up. It's a really good story. Yeah.
I will have to do that after the show, which is ending now. Thank you guys so much for listening. We will see you next week. Until then, take care, guys.